Another beautiful morning in the suburb where I live, and unfortunately another giant mess to report on. It just doesn't stop. Does not stop. Okay, again, here I am at the Berowra Oval Soccer Club, and this is quite interesting because it looks like whoever was here last night had to make a run for it. I noticed there's someone's hat on top of the picnic hut here, a bit like that girl's bag, but honestly today I can't be bothered getting that down. There's the first clump of mess to put your eyes over, and just like the last time, I'll walk down to the lower level and we'll see some more. And here where the picnic area is, as the barbecue I've just passed, this table here is saying to me that whoever was here last night have taken off with great fright, because I can see a lot of their drinks are still there to be drunk. This table is almost presenting like a frozen moment of time from what was going on here last night. It's quite spooky to look at. I'm just on the flip side of the table, a cigarette lighter and some portable vapes there. Okay, you can start to see the things that they've had. Another vape is there, that's the yellow thing. A green cigarette lighter there. And they got out of here so fast they left the gym bean behind. And again, unfortunately, the sport here last night was throwing bottles from here down that way onto the oval. It's like a carbon copy of last time and looks a bit worse. I'll just head down now, and there's a bit more rubbish down here. There's actually a gentleman here picking up bottles because they're worth money at the recycling centre. Okay, so you can see more stuff here, but it doesn't look like there's too much smashed glass here. Up along the way to the toilet, I can see a smashed bottle down there. That's nasty. If you're wondering about the giveaway sign, it's down here between the clubhouse and the oval. There's an old ironing board there. That would be from the rubbish pickups in the area. And there's a better view of the groundsman's little hut there, and it's like Groundhog Day glass on the grass, episode 2. It's funny, I thought the council would have at least come and picked that up. It's been a week since this was dumped here and got rid of it, but I'll just head down to the oval. Going down the steps here, and I can see a smashed bottle down there. So someone's got to come and pick that up. I noticed the guy collecting the bottles didn't touch it, and I'll head out onto the oval, and it's a beautiful, beautiful winter morning here. I don't remember seeing the graffiti on the green door last week when I was here. This is the furthest shard of glass. It's right here. It's the bottom of a bottle. So imagine landing on that. And if I walk back here, there's just glass all through the grass. It's a repeated action of the last time the local hooligan thugs were down here playing this ridiculously stupid and dangerous game. Down beside the little hut, there's also broken glass, and if I just pan out like this, you start to get a bit more of a vista of what's going on here. And someone has to come along and pick up every shard of glass in the grass. And as some of the local mums explained to me, this area here is where the children come and learn to play soccer. So imagine falling to the ground around here, and that's what you've got to deal with. I'll head back up the top now, and I've been making these Mess Hunter videos hoping that something is going to trigger, something's going to pull this sort of activity up, and unfortunately in the suburb it seems to happen on a nightly basis. Now we're getting into quite cold weather. It's not pleasant to be out at night, but it doesn't seem to stop the local thugs who are hell-bent on wrecking it for everyone else. I notice up here a lot of the bottles have disappeared because of the bottle collector, and there's something near my shadow there. Let's take a look at that on the ground. When I first saw that, I thought it was something quite sinister. It looked like batteries and some wires coming out of it. And with a closer inspection, I believe it's something to do with the internals of a small vape. It's got quite a sweet and pungent odour to it. Very much just another fingerprint of what's been going on here. I just head up to one of the toilets here, and there's a can there. The guy picking up the cans and stuff wasn't that thorough. He's left stuff behind, and who knows what we're going to find in here. Well, there's a toilet there, and I can see another can on the top. There's a very good reason why that toilet is built like a tank. And the history of this place was the vandals used to come in here and smash it up and set fires all the time. It actually doesn't look too bad in here, but I do notice there's a couple more bottles down on the ground there that the gentleman collecting stuff has missed as well. I notice on the toilet door there is the usual tags that you see all through the suburb. There's a little passageway at the back here, and it can be a little bit sketchy and scary, but I'm going to dare it. Here it is here. It actually looks pretty clean. I can't see too many broken bits of bottle and whatnot. The toilets on this side have been locked up, but I do notice the usual same old tags. Boring. Well, I'll head back to where I started from, going past the broken glass on the path there. Okay, a bit of a drippy pipe, a lot of sun flare, and up these sketchy stairs. So the clump of bottles and cans has gone from that spot there, but if I swing around to the table, I see a couple of things left behind. And I've never worked out why bottles like that can't be returned via the return and earn scheme. It's all glass, isn't it? Isn't it about recycling glass? I'm pretty sure they're made of glass, so why can't they be recycled? On the ground around the picnic table I found these items, and it really does start to profile what goes on here. Yes, I think a picture tells 1,000 words in this case. That new tag down on the oval made me think about the Girl Guide Hall, which is next to the soccer club, and it's been hit up again. I'll just go back a week so we can remember the damage that was done to the Girl Guide Hall, the tags that were put up on the wall there, and I was also sent a Facebook post as a text to my phone. I'd like to read that for you. Brain-dead local teens were busy again last night, up at the Guide Hall, on the St. Mark's board, and elsewhere I imagine. Again, I strongly encourage anyone who has graffiti on their property to photograph and log via the New South Wales Police portal. I bet you that portal has been getting lots of images from Berowra and Berowra Heights. Let me continue. Please cease and desist. That's wishful thinking, isn't it? I have better things to do with my Saturday than repeatedly paint your brainless maunderings. And if you're wondering about the definition of maunderings, it's a rambling or pointless discourse. You can see where they've come along and painted over the tag from last week. There's a new blue section through there, but it looks like they've come back with a vengeance. So many people in the suburb are wondering, when is this cycle of activity going to finish? The little picnic area next to the dog park, the same activity happens there nightly, and they seem to do this unchallenged. And until these teen thug hoons are challenged, nothing is going to change. I keep asking myself, when is this going to stop? This is the afternoon of this Mess Hunter video. I was here in the morning and I've noticed the Girl Guide Hall tag has already been painted over. And down at the picnic table, this is a bit strange. It looks like, for some reason, the Jim Bean is still here. But quite a few things have been moved around and played with. Spooky. I should do the right thing before some child decides this is something to swig on and dump this out, or else it may be used again tonight. It's like that round here. I'm sorry, local hoodlums, it's time to kick the habit. So my Mess Hunter videos are all about highlighting the problems that are going on in the suburb where I live in Sydney during the virus times. What do you think happened the next weekend? Do you think the police have rocked up and patrolled the triangle of trouble? There's only 3 areas in a suburb where this style of activity repeatedly happens, and it's not rocket science to work out where and when it's going to happen. Well, surprise, surprise, and no surprise to me, the children's playground down at Hillcrest Street Oval was taken over by a bunch of teen thugs, and they did their usual activity, leaving behind their usual mess of broken bottles and items you'd never want young children to look at or even touch. And again, local residents had to turn up on a Sunday morning and clean up this incredibly dangerous mess. And you dare not put pictures up or speak about this on the local Facebook page, because there are some rogue residents here who have no trouble with this style of activity at all, and I think that's much of the problem with what's going on here.